Tommy, can I just ask, have I...
Melt.
Tommy, have I impressed you? Tommy! Tommy! Tommy Tompkins, paramilitary terrorist. The man was the complete opposite to any Arsenal player. He was a leader, a fighter, a soldier, and a bloody good electrician. When he looked at you, you really knew it, because I could see him looking at me, because I was looking at him. And when you were in his company, you felt like you were with Sid Owen, an absolute legend. Elton Phosphate, aka The Sting. When he wore bins, he looked like Elton John. He was known as The Sting because he played bass, hated the police and was allergic to wasps. This lump of a fridge freezer was Tommy's new right-hand man, a calculated devil of a geezer. He gave his own bed nightmares. What are you expecting today from the game with the Rhombus Firm?
So fucking aggressive as well. He's fucking around like on tippy toes, dancing around on a fucking escalator.
I just want you to know that whatever happens, I'll back you up all the way.
Oh, so yeah.
Fucking hell. I was on edge. I just kicked the fuck out of a bin bag. I was curled up like a spring and ready to burst, and a quick Barclays bank weren't going to help. I'd been Trevor Brooking for a Jiminy Cricket all day and I'd had no Uncle Buck. There was more chance of Tottenham winning the league. But then Rhombus newbie Elton made a phone call to Keith, otherwise known as Corn Beef. He was a copper that was on his payroll and he'd confiscate matchday tickets and sell them for profit. Elton even had him deliver it in an unmarked police van. It was better than Deliveroo. An undercover copper that looked like a proclaimer jumped out the back of the Jackie Chan and did the transaction. Elton stood guard for me while I handed over my pie mash. I felt like the killer whale in Free Willy when he jumps the wall. Fucking hell, that's it, but I've got a fucking ticket for the Carabao. Sounds like an exotic vegetable. I was absolutely buzzing. I was like Katie Price at a football party. I couldn't control myself. I suddenly fancied a tear-up. I found half a Savoy on the floor and launched it at a crowd of City fans. Then I made the mistake of touching Terence DeBito.
Straight up his arse. I'm up for that.
It was time to make our Andy Gray to the stadium. Tommy offered to take everyone's weapons off them and hide them in his billy goat and smuggle them into the ground. There were spears, bats, spanners, a pig's head, a Makita drill and a Wenger out banner. As we were making our way in, Jason Botanical started kicking the fuck out of a wall. Police steamed in from all angles. There was nothing we could do. They had concrete evidence. The Rhombus Firm were in, but Tommy was so well known, the stewards insisted on searching him. Luckily he'd hid all the weapons up his arsehole. He was so well respected he even had the matchday ball. Tommy insisted all Rhombus members made way to their David Pleats immediately. He didn't want to miss the national anthem. Before we got to our MC meets, Tommy had a stop to make, and I got my chance to finally meet the man in control of the Rhombus's European firm, Leonardo Pagliatelli. He was known as the Nappy because anyone who faced him shit themselves. In this VT, he was telling the camera how he once sliced a man's eye open using an empty Quavers packet. Rumour has it this guy runs the firm from the underground. How's things going?
We've spotted a couple of C in the box, just having a wee, but they were looking for it, you know what I mean?
It was my time to shine. It weren't a penalty. Turns out the game hadn't kicked off yet. It was match time. Disaster. Arsenal's defence were taking more penetration than the bird off a female fake taxi. And just as Cuthbert and Tommy were having an MC battle rap, things got worse. The Rhombus had seen enough. It was like Anthony Joshua fighting E.T. and Arsenal were the alien. I had to make a pit stop in the bog. Sick.
Fuck this shit team, man. They are so shit. Honestly, Wenger out. Yes, Wenger out.
We left the Grand Craig Burley and made our way back to central London. My blubber kept ringing from some dodgy number, but it was just someone saying they were PPI. My time with the Rhombus was coming to an end. But as we walked to the station, Tommy took 3 Metro newspapers, and people definitely saw, but no one dared say a thing. Another display of sheer power from the legend.
Let me call you back in a minute, it's about to kick off, yeah?
Before we boarded the train, I got a chance to chat with Peter Frisbee. He was known as the pilot because all his business ventures never took off.
How you feeling? Well, pretty shit actually.
We decided to have one for the road in the duck and omelette. I had a bit more snoop and put some Viagra eye drops in, so I looked hard. I was feeling so confident. I ordered 82 Jaeger bombs and then I asked the barmaid to get her tits out, but she thought I asked for a packet of knickknacks.
You with us, though, you've got to be a bit fucking careful. You've fucking been a bit close to the wire a few times, you know what I mean?
Suddenly the booze hit me. I was out of my nut. It was time to say goodbye to Tommy.
So we're outside, we've had a beer in heads. I'm here.
You're a prick.
Danny Lyer's a prick in fairness, isn't he?
Loves it up the trumper.